first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We have a person now starting to hide evidence because this person sent us out an email, and in this email was a lot of incriminating evidence against this person. Our copyrights, which he states in the email that our copyrights weren't real, and again, dirty dude had a process server come to your front door about the copyrights. Even had a I got to print out a lot of stuff. Even had cease and desist order sent to, I guess, 317 Kern Street, which wasn't his address, it was somebody else's address. Over here. Copyright records. This is Crystal Ridge Technology Screens. Search. There you go, right here. So this is the copyright records, the government copyright records. This is where Fernando's going to run into a lot of difficult problems in court. Like I said, email speaks for itself. It does. I just showed a friend of mine. He was like, man, these people just don't, if they want to be locked up, they want to be sued. He was looking at it. He wanted to be sued. He literally made statements in there, in the email, about how our copyrights weren't legit and how our products weren't legit. We're fake. We're getting you on scam. We're getting you on the Apex Gamer. Apex Gamer, you clearly went in, did a demonstration, claimed that our products didn't work, they didn't function. You made that statement. You said we're scammers and rip-off artists, and you can buy this stuff off of Home Depot. It literally matches everything you just said in the email. In the email, you said the same thing as Home Depot paint. So that's pretty much it right there. That's like an open and shut right there. Of course, he can't back that up in court, so he's done on that one. This is my copyright from United States government. That's my registration number and all that. I have copies of all this stuff. That's the PDF certification form. Yeah, I got it. It's a PDF certification form. And there's my registration right there. So this is one of the lawsuits we're going to file against him, and criminal charges for touching copyrights that don't belong to him. In the email, he states that we don't have a real copyright, that it's fake. So if it was fake, we wouldn't have had a process server go to your address. There'd be no purpose for a process server to even be there if it was fake. So we are pressing charges for this one because he stated in the email that the copyrights aren't real and that they're non-existing. But the judge can do a check and find out this is the United States government, Fernando, and that right there is a road registration for copyright, which you stated in your email didn't exist, right? All right. See you in court for that. That's a big one. That's going to cost you a lot of money on that one. And then he made statements about, yeah, good luck finding me. I don't exist. I don't have paperwork. I showed that to a friend of mine too. It's an immigration attorney. He was like, you just announced that you don't even have paperwork. Literally right out there in the open. You have no paperwork whatsoever. So you're undocumented. You don't even have the right to even be here right now. So technically, there's a lot of stuff, questions to be asked, like your lease and driver's license, and there's a whole lot of stuff he was talking about that's going to be questioned in court about this now, because he's missing like a ton of documents that are going to be needed now. So yeah, there's that. So that backs up our claim right there. Let me go grab the other one. So that's the United States government is wrong, and this entire copyright is completely wrong. Or at the end of the day, you're wrong. You're definitely wrong. Again, there's no need. That's the reason why I could understand why you didn't understand the laws. You don't understand the laws at all. Period. There are people that come here and they understand the law. You're just oblivious to just everything. So if a processor is at your front door, and the judge will tell you this when she talks to you, get out of line in court, see how fast that goes sour. And you sit there and say, oh, he didn't have proper, no, the judge's going to say he has a registered license with the government showing that he has a copyright on those materials that you mess with. And the reason why the process server was at your door, because there was enough evidence for court. But we're not taking it to CCP, we're taking it to court. Then you see in the email he mentions basically about lawsuits. But you had skipped the whole criminal section of it, didn't you? Because you know we filed criminal charges against you, right? And then that whole copyright nonsense that went on with that trademark stuff in your apartment, like you just act like that just never even happened, right? You're going to pay for that. But that's going to come up too in court. And since we know 100%, and 100, truly everybody knows 100%, because you literally told on yourself when you said you didn't have any paperwork at all, period. And try to make it sound like no immigrants that come here don't have any paperwork. Yeah, they do have paperwork, Fernando. The minute you get your citizenship, you get paperwork. That's how the only way you're going to be able to function down here correctly is with paperwork. You get stopped, pulled over, whatever. You have paperwork. If I go to your country right now, I got to have a passport to go over there. I have to have 2 forms of ID. Also, to have to show I had all my shots before I go over there. So I have to. I just can't walk over to Mexico or walk over to England or any other country. At the end of the day, I have to have a passport. That's a document. That's papers. So with that being said, when you made that statement, my buddy was crying. He could not slow down. This guy is just illiterate on so many levels. It's just not even funny. How would that even work to begin with? That's why you go get your citizenship. If you didn't need paperwork, they wouldn't have a citizenship. You wouldn't need any of that stuff. It wouldn't even be necessary. So you're definitely not here on a work visa. That's not happening. And you're definitely not here on a student visa. That definitely no. So, and then to sit there and say and make a statement, you know, I don't exist in the U.S. and no illegal alien has paperwork. Yeah, they do have paperwork. They do. Yes, they do. They have paperwork. Got plenty of my friends from DR that have paperwork when they come over here. Some of them, they have the issue a social security number. They have the work visa and they have passport. And they have, when they get over here, driver's license, which is official state ID. You don't have an official state ID. Since you just made the mention that you don't have paperwork, which means you don't even have a lease. Which means the storage unit you were walking back and forth saying, it wasn't your storage unit, that was not yours. And that means vending, to have a vending license or even a booth to be able to sell merchandise, you have to have some form of ID. And that's not yours, that's why it's your sister's. Yeah, everything is based, you just said, is based off a lie. Everything. And then you sat there and said, well, all my stuff is in somebody else's name. Yeah, that's typical. That's typical. If a person doesn't have proper identification, they'll have it in somebody else's name. You literally just clearly told on yourself. Nobody stared at that and was like, yeah, he just told on himself. You did this 3 times. 3 times you've done this. The first time, when we said that, we hope you are, and I got it right there recording. Anytime you want to bring it up, I said, I hope you are a citizen. But I got a strange feeling you're not. You know why? There were certain red flags that were popping up. Number 1, well, like I said, you've been here for a very long time. You make enough money. I've seen the stuff that you buy. So you make enough money to actually upgrade to another apartment. How come you haven't upgraded to another apartment or rented a house or anything like that? You didn't because you know why? You're going to stay where you're comfortable and safe. And that place that basically has a hard time being picked up on Google Maps and for some reason blurred. Another thing too, your apartment is very congested. On top of that, you have what? A kid, a boy and a girl, and you got a one-bedroom apartment. The minute somebody even has a child, the first thing they think is we upgrade, get a bigger place. Because you know you're going to need it. You know you're going to need a bigger place. And if it's just a bigger apartment, you're still going to get it. And especially if you have a boy and a girl, which I think you do have. And if that's the case, the girl definitely needs her own room by herself because, you know, personal things and changing and all that stuff. I literally have a friend who has a boy and a girl, and they upgraded and got a house because the girl needed her own room. She can't be in the same room as the boy. It's not going to work. But anyway, as I can see, that didn't happen at all. And you can see by the stuff compressed in that environment, just stuff stacked on stuff and stuff on stuff on stuff. That just shows you at the end of the day, that's a huge red flag right there. One, or unless you're a hoarder. It could be the other way too. But that's it. The copyrights. Let me tell you something. I've seen people freak out if they bump into one copyright, they freak out. You did this one 167 times. The reason why? Because you thought you're non-existing. You literally said it right there. I don't exist. So since you felt like you don't exist, you feel like you can touch people's merchandise and do whatever you want. That's why you're stealing people's merchandise right now by selling their trademark properties, because you feel that because you don't have any paperwork here, no one can touch you. Well, that's just really messed up, isn't it? You got all them people out there fighting for equal rights right now, trying to, dealing with all the craziness that's going on there, trying to get a piece of the American pie. And you got this slime sitting up there thinking that, oh, I'm just going to abuse everything. Yeah, man, if you went up there, if they found out half the stuff we know right now, you would have a small mob chasing you up the street. So yeah, your life is just built on one big lie. It is. It's built on one big lie. And you just told us everything we need to know, right from that email. It's interesting. It's like he confessed before the day of going to court. He not going to court before we file. He confessed. There's just so much stuff in there. So my friend's in there picking it all apart and getting it ready for court. He pretty much snitched on himself on every level you could possibly think of. So it is. You sat there and you posted all these pictures and said at the end of the day that I was racist and all that stuff. That's a hate crime, by the way. Yeah, we're going to be filing criminal charges for that one too. And you literally just admitted you're not documented. So why would you be posting that we're racist when you just posted at the end of the day that you're not even documented? The fake email you sent me as you're impersonating an attorney and trying to say that, unfortunately, I don't even know why you would say unfortunately. It's supposed to be unfortunately for you, not unfortunately for you, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, that Jamie Gonzalez is a American citizen. You literally said it right there. And that's your handwriting, by the way. That's how you write. And then turn around and say that you don't have paperwork. Let me see. Ta-da! Right there. Oh, don't run. Don't run. Ain't no way you can run now, buddy. Don't run. He runs right out of the room. Don't run. Yeah, keep your behind in here. Keep your butt right in here. You wrote it. Well, let me tell you something. You can run all you want. At the end of the day, you're going to court. And at the end of the day, you're getting sued and going to go to jail. You can run off YouTube all you want. Can't run when that process server hits that door. So let me show you all from the door. This right here is Fernando telling me that he's a non-existing. No paperwork. You do not have any, it's supposed to be patents. You know how to spell patents. Or copyrights with an S. Supposed to be there. No patents or copyrights, right? Yeah, that's a copyright right there. Register number, copyright right there. 2016, Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Right there, 2016, Kenneth Bird. It's right there, it's the type of work. This is where I used to live at. And right there. So, you're saying I don't have a copyright? That's a copyright right there. Register one too. And then you say right here in the email where he clearly states it, again, he goes, you don't have any supposed to be patents or copyrights, so enough. Plus, Plus, again, legals, aliens don't have any paperwork. Yeah, they do have paperwork. They do. If they didn't have any paperwork, they wouldn't ask you for your paperwork to begin with. If I went over to Japan and I'm a legal alien over there, I would have to have paperwork to be there. Why ask for something that I don't have automatically? They do ask for paperwork. And you said right here, I don't have any paperwork. I don't have any papers. I don't exist in the U.S. So you're saying you don't exist. You have no record. Over here, you're stating that you have something. You have put something in other people's names here. So I'm incorrect. I am not legally. I'm not legally. So how are you going to serve a person with that? How are you going to? How are you going to serve that? How are you going to serve? He's writing it so bad. How are you going to serve a person that has no records? You have no records, doesn't exist in the U.S. No record and doesn't exist in the U.S. No record and doesn't exist in the U.S. What do you call someone that has no record and doesn't exist in the U.S.? So in the U.S., no legal record. Birth certificates are recognizable. Yeah, this is the thing right here. Undocumented, right there. That's what you just stated. What you are. You have no record. So no record would mean that you have no legal record, no birth certificate, no recognizable general reference to a stateless person, invisible, Now, let's share some big government official, big spy or whatever you may be, or top military official, somebody who basically does not want to be found, like a John Wick kind of fellow, then yeah, you would basically have this type of clearance to do this. But the only way you would have this kind of clearance to do this would have to be by the government to do that. And you're not anything like that whatsoever. What does it mean when someone says, I have no papers and I do not exist in the U.S.? It's right there. I'll put it right there in the bottom. It says, when someone in the United States says, I have no papers and I do not exist, it's a phrase used by undocumented or unauthorized immigrants. So at the end of the day, Fernando, you literally just told us you're undocumented. Now, hiding evidence? Yeah, I know it's your Facebook page. We got copies of your Facebook page, literally. Both accounts. We got one where it says Screen Paint Home Theater for Noobs. We have a copy of that one already and access to that one. And we have the other one. So I know you try to go in and try to hide evidence, which he does. He has a habit of hiding evidence all the time when Jamie gets busted. When we sent him that email, he was hoping that, when he sent us the email, he was hoping that the email somehow would discourage me. No, you just sent me a ton of evidence, literally a ton of evidence. You just told on yourself. You just told me, everybody on YouTube in the world, you're undocumented. When you got on camera and you screamed and yelled at the annotator, we're racist because you're documented. It's right there. We got it in the text message right there. I got several text messages you saying you were documented. But then you say you're not documented. Then you go into this rant somewhere and you start getting upset and angry and call me a dumb blank. Facebook page for noobs. See, no matter what, your Crow 1176 pops up everywhere. And you can do this if you want. I got a buddy of mine, Matrix. Remember him, the one you talked all that trash about? Yeah, he's tracking your stuff right now. So, he is certified to do so, and he's tracing your IP address on every single account that you have. It's leading right back to your building. See how things catch up to you when you do dumb stuff all day long? So he's scared. He's running. He's trying to block as much evidence as possible. It won't do you any good. No good at all. You can delete every video of your YouTube account. Do you know there's backups of it on the YouTube server? Just in case for criminal purposes, that's what they do. All your stuff is backed up. Nothing ever gets fully deleted anywhere. It's impossible. It goes somewhere, always. You can recover all your videos. Everything. They just tell you they can't. That's protocol, they tell you. So a person basically has been encoding and all that stuff. Tell them if stuff, anything really disappears, they'll tell you no. Nothing ever disappears. It's always somewhere. It's just put someplace else. It's put someplace higher where you can't find it. Like if you got cookies sitting in front of you and your mom takes them, put them on the top shelf, they're still there. They're still there. They're always going to be there. It's just you can't see them. That's all. And the chances are you didn't see her put those cookies on the top shelf. They're there the entire time. You just don't know it. That's how it works online with your stuff that you think you delete and get rid of this, that, and the other. Oh, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to get rid of it. Nobody will know about that. They'll know. They'll definitely know. Yes, they will. They will definitely know. So, as you can see, he's hiding evidence. I don't know what you're going to be to hide. You literally sent me an email that pinged right back to your freaking IP, your internet provider. It came out of your building at the end of the day. We know where your building's at. How in the world telling me at the end of the day that you have no paperwork and you're invisible and you don't exist in the U.S.? You do. You got an LLC, buddy boy. And that LLC, you put it right on top of that apartment, which means we know exactly where you're at 24/7. I really don't, I've never met anybody that, he reminds me, what's the term, how can you explain what this guy is? You have short-term memory loss? Do you suffer from that? And then you talk about the process server. You know we were there, right? We literally had a process server on your property. We're literally sending out back the same guy. What? What do you think? At the end of the day, that you're invisible. Who told you this? I'm serious. You got a magic 8-ball by any chance? It kind of sounds like it's coming from a magic 8-ball. You see this, Fernando? This is the document that was posted to your door. It's the actual document right here. I printed it up. I got it. This is the actual document from the process server that served Jamie Fernando Gonzalez for going in and touching copyrights. This is what we're going to show the judge. See that right there? Proof of service. See that? So, question here in your email of idiocracy. Unbelievable. I can't wait to see this guy in court speak. He puts down here. Let's see. Correct. I say blah blah blah. I'm not here legally. I'm not here legally. So he says it right there. He says, I'm an illegal alien. Correct. That I'm here not legally. It's right there. It says it right there. I'm here not legally. So how are you going to serve a person that has no records, doesn't exist in the U.S.? He literally just said there, he's not here legally. Well, this guy found you, right? He found your address. All right. Enough to put the post to your door. This is the post that was put to your door, right? All right then. So that was the post that was put to your door, right? Case number and all that. If that was the post to put to your door, that means guess what will find that address, Jamie? Any law enforcement officer will find that address. Any process server, anybody can find that address. We got it right there. We found your address. Matter of fact, we got pictures of the front of your building, where it walks up to your steps. We got pictures to the front of your door, even your cat. Process server took all those pictures in the picture when he posted to your door. So I know for a fact that blur that's up there won't even help you because we got pictures before the blur. So you just admit it. In this email, you literally admit it. You're undocumented. As you're saying, and you did the last time, about the whole "you moved" nonsense. We're going to print that email up too. Well, he says, "Good luck trying to find me at the end of the day, because I'm gone. I disappeared." Good gracious, this guy's as funny as on the what. And then we have what you look like. We got your face, your voice. You live in a digital age, Fernando. You have no idea that you can be tracked anywhere. Bounty hunters could easily find you. Where are you going to go? Back across the border? You can't go across the border. Border Patrol waiting for you. You would never make it across. The minute you cross over, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to do a background check on to see if there's any warrants or anything about you, this, that, and the other. They're going to dig all that up on you. And they're going to keep you in holding. That could send you back over there. To send you someplace else you don't want to go. So you can't go there either. You get on an airplane, fly off and leave, you can't. You got to go through TSA. Can't go through there. Bus station has security. Can't go through there either. Can't go anywhere. Can't get on a boat. Can't go there either. Every place requires identification to either come or go. So you're stuck. There's no place you can go. But you try to send me out this email. You try to, I don't know what you try to do in it, but you just incriminate yourself even worse. Who's scared at the end of the day? Who's supposed to be scared, Jamie? You said we're moving videos. I can show you 100 videos we have on you right now. Everything you can think of. These videos right now are being posted right now. You sound scared. You sound very scared right now. Why would you send this to begin with to try to make it seem like there's no hope in filing against you? You thought that was actually going to work? I'll send an email and he'll sit there and go, oh, you know what? I can't find him. Buddy, again, I got a Marine at the end of the day. If you can track some terrorist under a rock in a third world country, he could find you easily in the United States. You got bounty hunters of every different kind of creed that will track you down and find you. You can be found easily. Even in America's Most Wanted, you have the most notorious people that can hide, but you're going to be found. Where can you go? You have no identification. At least the people that are out there running around that are American citizens have identification, but you don't have any. So you have a limited ability to be able to go from A to B. And then on top, you're traveling with family on top of that, which makes it harder. So no, you're not going to go anywhere. What you're going to do is you're going to stay put in the apartment. And when the time comes for the lawsuit, you're not going to show up because that's what's going to happen. And you're going to get sued. Some people are going to come to your door and take your stuff from you. When you sit there and say everything is in someone else's name, that don't mean anything. Your projector's not in someone else's name. Neither are any of the items you have in there is not in someone else's name. They could take clothing. They could take whatever they want. So clothing, sneakers, shoes, jewelry, they can take all that. Watches, electronics, all that stuff is part of the deal. Freezing banking accounts, which I doubt you have, and the vehicle you have at the end of the day, well, now, since you made the statement that, when you do this stuff, that you basically put things at the habit of putting things in other people's names, now they have to go through that vehicle, they're going to have to go to the dealership, the person who sold it to you, which we have now on camera because you showed his face, all that. Because on top of that, the reason why, Fernando, the money that you use to purchase, you don't work. So the money you use to purchase that item was from stolen items that you used an unlawful use of a 3D printer to sell and make money off licensed teams that don't belong to you. So that means that anything in there, they're going to basically have to seize due to the fact that it could have been bought with stolen money. And meanwhile, I'm not the one you got to worry about the most. It's Disney. All those big companies that were sitting on that table, the judge has to contact. They have to contact those people and let them know that we have a person down here with interest that has been selling your licensed merchandise without telling you. You have any idea how fast these guys are going to get down there to tear into you? Let me see. Other things you say. Other things you say. I am a legal alien. I'm a legal alien. Correct. That I am not here legally. I'm not here legally. So how are you? If you're not here legally, right? So you're not here legally at all. Period. How am I supposed to serve you? Same way we served you the first time. Same way. So for that time, we didn't even know you were that. You were all this. We didn't know that. I thought you did have paperwork. You were here. The same way. How are you going to serve a person that has no record, doesn't exist in the United States? Right there, it says it right there. How are you going to serve a person that has no record, doesn't exist in the United States? You just described it undocumented. That's what you just described. So let me get this straight. You got on your YouTube channel, you rant, you scream, you yell that we're racist and that we called ICE because you gave an honest review. Well, you can take your honest review and see us in court on the on the Apex. But you can't go because you don't have documents. And you couldn't back it up if you wanted to. But then you got the criminal trial coming up too. And the criminal trial does involve the Apex too, because we're filing charges on you for touching the Apex. So you got a chance to back it up in there too. So one way or another, James, you're going to face a judge. Whether they come and get you on a bench warrant and they drag you out of the apartment and stick you in a car and transfer you from A to B over here, and then you come, there we go back. YouTube no better. There we go back. YouTube no better. Because we made that statement with YouTube. 337 complaints we made against these thing at all, period. And you mean to tell me these people were able to put out enough? We got all those videos and stuff we collected. YouTube didn't do anything about that. Yeah, I got some big attorneys coming in for that one. That one's gonna be a pretty penny, right there. But anyway, let's get back to this right here. What does it say, Fernando? Right here? You basically got on your channel and you screamed and yelled that we were racist, and I got all that. I'm taking the court and suing you for that too, and also to jail time for that, for harassment, and also to violation of my civil rights. So yeah, there's that too. So you got on there and you complained that basically at the end of the day that we accuse you of not being a citizen, right? And here to find out you just told on yourself. I am an illegal alien, correct. Illegal alien, correct, that's what you said. I am here not legally. Right there. It says it right there. I am here not legally. So how are you going to serve a person that has no record? He literally just sat there. My friend who's an attorney read this and said, yeah, he just sat there and said right there. It's right there where he said, I'm not here legally. And he said, and now he's beckoning you to say, hey, how are you going to serve me if I don't have any record or there's nothing here of me? Oh, there is. It's called money trails. It is. Internet providers, all that stuff. You went on YouTube and you made a ton of videos, right? Of viewing these videos over and over and over again. So, Fernando, you already made a carbon footprint already. Most people who come over don't make carbon footprints like you do. They're very quiet, settled. You would not even know in a million years because they don't put it out there. You went on full blast at the end of the day. You took all the spotlights and said, hey, put them on me. I want all the spotlights on me. Then you went and got an LLC and you put it on the very building that you live at. That's a massive arrow over top of your building. Yeah. And your name's in there, right? Jamie Fernando Gonzalez is in there, right? So if it was enough for this guy to find you, right? I think any government agency is not going to have a problem with finding your location and coming to get you. And mind you, the more agencies that come to that building, the more problems your landlord is going to have. And good luck suing you. Oh, I'm actually suing you and your landlord. Because your landlord bought you in that building. And you have a fake lease. Like you said, you have to put other people's names. Nothing's in your name, right? That's what you said. Boy, he doesn't understand anything about law. If nothing's in your name, it means consider that if you had property. Say you have property, not in your name. All right? That's what people do. They usually transfer property, cars, stuff like that. But not items and furniture. No, not that stuff at the end of the day. Won't be putting other body's name. That's just downright stupid. So anything you have in your apartment, you're just going to take. As a matter of fact, going to take everything out of your apartment. So all that stuff, they're going to come and take your stuff and they'll go from there. As for the car, you don't own the car. We know because it's in somebody else's name. We knew that. I said that right on camera. I bet you it's in someone's name. And what happened? He literally just said it's in someone's name. Now, see, y'all thought I was going on there hating by saying, no. The guy is a thief. He's a thief. And pretty soon now he's going to be property of the United States government, but not in a good way. So we have here where he says right here, not legally here. So how are you going to serve a person? You know, I can give this to Homeland Security right now. I can have a unit at your place. I literally have an email from the person who we had filed all this stuff against, and he's telling me right here he's not legally here. That's enough right there to get an ICE unit at your door. But like I said, I'm pretty sure there's other people, and they shouldn't be inconvenienced because you're a piece of slime at the end of the day. We're going to get you out of the building. We're going to get you out of the building and get a bench warrant on you, because you're going to get a bench warrant. You can't come here. You don't have paperwork. Get a bench warrant on you, and then we can bring you here. And once we get you over here, hopefully they keep you, because if they look through that, they might say, well, he's just been here bragging about not having paperwork. Just have to contact the proper authorities, then you're really going to have problems in your hands, because they transport you out of the country until Salvador. You don't want to go over there, or Alligator, Alcatraz. You don't go to those places. Places are hell on earth. So he's kind of coming here bragging that he doesn't have paperwork, and he's bragging that he can't be found, and that he has all his stuff in other people's names. Well, that's not going to help you at all. That's going to get them in trouble too. If they know you don't have paperwork and they took it upon themselves to give you a fake prasad, they can get in trouble themselves. So anyone that's on any of those documents, you're in trouble. Because anyone asked me, like, you're going to put something in my name. For what? You're messing with my credit at the end of the day. For what? I feel sorry for anybody who put anything in his name involving something to do with credit. You are screwed yourself so badly. Because when they lock him up, that's it. That's going to destroy your credit at the end of the day. But anyway, yeah, someone's going to sit there and say, I need you to put some name. First thing first, no. Because that's going to mess my credit up. I don't know if you're going to pay on time, you know what I mean? I'm the one that's going to get hit with that. I'm the one taking the chance and I put something in that person's name. That's what Jamie don't understand, the whole point of when you say putting somebody else's name. But on top of that, you do something stupid, like say you hit somebody with the car, man, they're going to investigate me too. I'm going to be pulled into this nonsense at the end of the day. Oh, no. And yours is different. You're not documented. So at the end of the day, they're going to dig up every single person in any one of those documents to try to figure out who tried to help you stay here. They're going to be under investigation for that. Literally, you just triggered a witch hunt. So they're going to be responsible for harboring an illegal alien in the United States. They're going to be charged for this. Do you have any idea how much trouble you got these people into by making that statement right there? Your landlord's going to get hit with this. The people who hired you at the printing shop, they're going to get hit with this. Because they knew that you were undocumented and they hired you and they paid you under the table, yeah. You know it's coming. If the landlord knew you were undocumented and he brought you in the building, especially knowing the stuff you were doing in there, yeah, he's going to get it. And anybody who put anything in your name or their name to give you an identity is going to go to jail. They're going to be investigated by the government. And you literally stated right here. You said you got stuff in other people's names. So now they're going to do, they're going to dig through this, and they're going to go through family members and friends and go through all your stuff to figure out what you're talking about. Let me see. Whole lot of stuff in here. He basically told on himself on so many levels. I tell you, internet, the best way of the fondness of freaking self-snitching on every level you could possibly think of. I'm telling you something. We couldn't have got this email at a better time. We got this email at the best time. My buddy was like, wait a minute. Like, he sent this? I said, yeah. He said, wow. He said, you got this email at perfect timing. So he said, I have enough evidence to convict you either way. But this right here is what we call icing on the cake. The nail in the final coffin. This is what one of these are. This is a confession from the person we're taking to court on just about everything. No record, have the records, don't exist in the U.S. He's bragging about that. Here, right here. Here's this right here. Bam. I don't exist. I have, right here, right here, not existing. I have everything under somebody else's name. Do you have any idea how much trouble you just got these people into? You have it right here stated. I have everything under everybody else's name. They're going to go through your family like cream corn through a goose. Then when they pull your stuff and those names pop up, they're going to do everything. That means the people, anyone who put anything in your name, they got to put their phone number, information, address, all that stuff in there. Bank information, all that in there. So you're going to be charged with and responsible of basically, well, bottom line is he's illegal. He's not supposed to be here. And what makes it worse for him, he's a criminal. What makes it far worse. So an investigation pops up and they're going to go through all that. Starting with that truck. Look at the trouble Satan got him into. Look, Satan had to write that whole email, send it to us. Got him in all that trouble. Told him at the end of the day, you're going to send him this and just tell him that he can't touch you because you don't have paperwork, you don't have any records. When I saw that thing pop out, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he cannot be that dumb. Are you that stupid? You can't be that dumb. We file tomorrow. What's wrong with you? Now we're going to take this down to a judge. We take this down to the clerk's office, and we file. So everything you have in there, we got documents showing, yeah, we can. No process server insured your door, process server. And the reason why the process server was there, why you're going to ask the observer was the process server there? Because Mr. Fernando decided to attack our copyrights and write all over them and slander them and do whatever he wanted to do. That's why we had a process server. That's the reason why the process server was there, Jamie. There was enough evidence to convict you. And you say, good luck getting any money out of you? Plenty of money out of you. What are you talking about? You got the whole collection. They're going to sell that whole thing off. They're going to sell the collection off. Everything you have, and they're going to sell it off. Everything. It's all going to be sold off. And then when we're done cleaning you out at the end of the day, I'm going after your landlord. Because your landlord is responsible for this mess now. And you says, oh, why? No one can contact me. No one can contact me because you hid the building. That's why. And then they'll dig into that section too on why was the building hidden. We have 2 Grasshopper accounts that clearly show that Fernando had several people contact us that weren't the landlord, that were impersonating the landlord. Yep. We also have lawyers that he's had impersonate, because you can't get a lawyer. You can't. How are you going to get a lawyer? There's no way to get a lawyer. Undocumented. You're not going to get an attorney. The only attorney that will come get is basically immigration. Because immigration is suspecting that they have any documents. First you have documents, why would you be going to an immigration attorney to make any sense? But anyway, for any lawyer, no, you can't go there. And the reason why you can't get a lawyer, Fernando, and I'll tell you why. Because say you file a lawsuit against me. You can't go into a courthouse. You have to have a state ID to walk to the courthouse. You don't have one. And you can even make it in for the trial. You file criminal charges? No. Criminal charges require state ID. They require your information. That's what they require. You can't walk anywhere near that building. You know that's a death sentence. You walk through that building. At the end of the day, they'll have your information. You know they're going to contact if they do. So you can't do that either. So you can't call the police about any fake nonsense you have at the end of the day. You can't contact a lawyer because we already know you're filthy from the door. What else you have left? You can't leave. Can't go to the airport. You just state right there you don't have paperwork, right? So you can't go to the airport. Can't go to a bus station. Probably can drive off somewhere. That's pretty much all you got left. Where are you going to go? You have no money. Pretty much where are you going to go? You sleep in your car? That's what's going to come down to you living in your car. Probably get a couple hotels here and there, but hotels require information. State ID, they require it. Can't go there either. So, no, there's no place you can really go. And meanwhile, those documents will hit that address right there. This will be served there, whether you're there or not. And if you're not there, by the time that court date comes up, you're going to get a bench warrant. And then guess who else is going to be tracking you? A bunch of bounty hunters, a bunch of ex-Marines will be looking for you. And I guarantee you, they'll find you. They have these little bets between themselves on who can catch a person faster. And resist. I would advise you not to. I would strongly advise you do not resist. Because you're going to give them a reason. So, you got yourself in quite a pickle. or how I would say, you painted yourself into a corner. And now we have concrete evidence that you are now an undocumented. And you have committed crimes while you were here in the United States. You even try to send me an email to try to discourage me from going in and filing out this paperwork. Showing that you're scared. Last attempt. Desperate attempt. No record doesn't exist in the United States. Nobody saw it. He was like, man, he just literally just told you he's not illegal. And he just sat right here and just said, right here, I'm an illegal alien, correct. That I'm here not legally. He just said, I'm an illegal alien, but I'm not here legally. So if you're not here legally, that means at the end of the day, you said good luck in the process server to find me, because I don't exist. I got no paperwork. That's really what you just said. So for all you people who came out there and attacked my company at the end of the day, and sat there and said, oh yeah, he's racist and that and the other, I'll see you in court. You owe me $1 million, by the way. And I'm going to make sure you get time served, 10 years. I think 10 years is suiting for that. All right? Yeah, I think it is. Let me explain something to you. If the Lord made it possible to find Fernando, we'll find you also too. With the proper people that we have in place, the job they're supposed to do, they will track down each and every one of you responsible for this nonsense. And when we get you in court, we will show you absolutely no mercy whatsoever. Which means we're going for maximum on everything. Jail time and massive lawsuits on every level you could possibly think of. You're going to think that the gates of hell opened up when we get done with you. You're going to need God in this situation. This is going to be really bad for you at the end of the day. People that were hiring to collect the debt, you're not going to like what these people do at the end of the day. They're legit. They're by the book. They're lawyers. They're brutal. We're going to get paid off you, regardless. I'm not waiting around for them to execute a judgment. I'm selling your judgment to these collection agencies. And they're going to come after you. You're going to deal with that nightmare. That's going to be your nightmare to deal with from now on. I'm going to get your money, and I'm going to go travel and have some fun with it, and you're going to deal with the nightmare that's about to come to you. And these guys are going to probably bombard you with tons of mail. Not only that, they're going to basically contact your banks, all that stuff, seize, shut down, freeze, whatever, cancel credit cards, destroy your credit score, foreclose on your house, take your cars, take your furniture, levy your freaking whatever loans or anything else you got at the end of the day. Student loan, gone. Forget that. If you were a student, you did this nonsense. Forget it. Destroy it. Your death insurance, we can take that from you. And I will plan to take your death insurance. So let them know at the end of the day, hey, whatever they got to do, get ready to get your money, because we're going to get ours already. Death insurance, whatever. You can't even afford to bury your own when you get done with you. But you bought it on yourself. Common sense should have told you at the end of the day, don't get involved with this nonsense. Stay away from these people. And some of you did listen to common sense. Some of you did say, you know, I ain't get involved in this crazy. And that's just stupid at the end of the day. You guys really thought at the end of the day that you had a leg to stand on. You thought that Jamie at the end of the day was your savior. You thought that all the trash talk he talked and like nothing's going to happen to him. Nobody can touch him. Nobody can get near him. You believed in that nonsense. And you went gun-ho on that nonsense. Well, look at that. You got a man over there right now that's confessing and pouring out everything, trying to make it seem like at the end of the day he can't be caught. He just told me and everybody else on YouTube that he is undocumented and committed major federal crimes. That's what you just followed. Good luck. Like jumping in a shark tank with a tuna on your back. That's what you followed. So if you contacted us in any way whatsoever, and we obtain your YouTube handle, you're screwed. And I'm up to 200 handles right now. And they're still looking for the rest of them. 200. They're even able to track down your real account. IP logins. And you log in on different all that. It's the same IP address. You do know that. You can change the name to whatever you want. It's still same IP login. You guys don't crack books at the end, and nobody cracks a book. Oh my goodness, I don't know about PPOE addresses and none of that whatsoever. Yeah, you have one. You have one. The one you had. It doesn't make a difference how many accounts you make. They're all on the same IP address. We're all going to the same login, you dead idiots. Good gracious. I can't wait to meet some of you in court. I'm just going to look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you really thought that was going to work? I told the buddy, he laughed so hard. He almost choked on this for the last hour. Wait, let me get this straight. They're on public IP address. Yep. And they use multiple accounts to make it think like they could basically think it's more. Yeah. He's like, oh my goodness. What are you going to do with the money? That's the first thing he said. What are you going to do with the money? I said, oh, got some ideas already at that apartment complex we're going to be doing pretty soon. That's going to bring in a ton of money. I can't wait to get that car. Never been excited about a vehicle before. Well, actually, it's a Jeep to tell you the truth, honestly. Man, that Q7, man, hydraulics, AI hydraulic suspension system, something new. I got some people hooking me up with some crazy stuff. Suicide slide back doors. Oh man, this thing's gonna be a beaut when I get done with it. I can't wait. You guys are paying for it, by the way. My new house that I want, all shipping containers, I'm gonna add tech, all the glass in there. So basically I can change your windows and scenes at will. You're paying for that, by the way. My new luxury office for big time clients, you're gonna pay for that too, also. Anything else I need? Money for charity, donate for this and that, you're paying for it. So I got a feeling I'm gonna be hunting trolls for a very long time. I think these guys are gonna be employed for me for a very long time. Because you guys can't help yourself. You're destined to be sued. It's the guy called Rick Rogers. Rick Rogers popped in there talking some nonsense. They bing, that quick. You just guys are destined. These guys could be all locked up in jail, done. You new generations will come in and still follow behind it. We're still making money on the show. So I got a nice little business going. We bring out amazing technology. Y'all get jealous and cry about it. Y'all do something stupid, we sue you. Till then, I see you, Mr. Fernando. We'll see you soon. I would advise you strongly get yourself an attorney, as I have requested, and I would strongly advise you at the end of the day, don't send me any more emails. This right here, well, that's the final nail in the coffin right there. Now, if you sit there and go in court and say, I never said these things, I never said this thing, you got you right there in the email, making a statement. See, even if there was some chance of you getting out of this, which there is, there was some chance, you can literally say, I never really said these things. Yeah, that's not going to happen when you got that. You just sent that the other day, and then you're ranting about how you can't be found because you don't have paperwork, you don't exist in the U.S. That's not going to work. I'm going to log off of this real quick because I'm done here. Okay, this is for my charge. I'm finished. I'm done with that, all that. Yep. Bragging on there, talking about, you ain't going to catch me. I don't have paperwork. I don't have this, that, and the other. You know, good luck catching me. This, that, and the other. Hey, look at my floor over there. Good luck catching me. Ba, 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 ba. You know, da, 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 da. Usually people make that statement when they're on a plane somewhere going back home. That's when they make that statement. You know, they're going to disappear in their own country. That's when you make that statement. You're not a smart person, are you? Because usually people make that statement when they're about to disappear into their own country. Oh, yeah, good luck trying to catch me. They're tapping on the keyboard while they're flying back home. But then again, that don't work either, because then they have them waiting for you over there, too. Yeah, they'll be hunting for you in there, too, on top of that. When you usually be farther away. You know, you wait till you're like some secluded cap. No, that won't work as the next satellite link and all that stuff like that. They'll still track it in the day. You have to be off. Nah, not going to happen. Well, welcome to the digital world. You can be tracked anywhere on the planet. But usually you're supposed to be farther away before you make that statement, not still in the apartment where you're making the statement where your email can be tracked back to your IP address. Wow. The intelligent levels. You sure you're not Gen Z? No, I'm sorry, Gen Z. I apologize. That's not you. You're smarter than that. You're way smarter than that. He's just an idiot. That's all. It's not you. Don't take it offensively. Don't take it. You're good at the end of the day. You're good. He's just an idiot. He is. He's just an idiot. Wow. Sent me the email the day before we filed. That is unbelievable. And then basically admitted that he's not an American citizen at the end of the day. So all that crying you did on your channel about calling me a racist, because you said at the end of the day that you're a citizen. You got it right there in the text. Put your name in it. stating that you can disguise yourself as an attorney, trying to say I'm being sued and I'm gonna be arrested and all this stuff. You got it right there. Couldn't ask for anything better. I got you at the end of the day, Jamie, wrapped up in a nice little bow. See you in court. And by the way, if they don't catch on to that and you're still here, which I'm hoping they don't, if they don't catch on to that and you're still locked over there, I got 8 more lawsuits coming your way. By the time I bring you out of lockup and bring you back over, I guarantee you you're in an orange jumpsuit when you see me again. 8 lawsuits you got coming toward me, including more criminal charges, including people that will be testifying against you for basically threatening them, all that. Life has an interesting way of catching up to you. Now, I've seen that in just about every kind of gangster movie. Every kind of gangster movie, I've seen that. You know, the guy gets out there, it just comes down to that point. Gets out there and gets high and mighty and all that stuff, and then later on it catches up to you. It always catches up to you. Always catches up to you. And then for some people sit there and say, well, I've never been locked up, I never went to jail. I guess you still got to pay for it. You go to hell. There's no way to pass off this planet without judgment. It's virtually impossible. You don't pay for it here, you pay for it there. If you become a saved man while you're here, when people get saved, they have to go back and confess those sins. They got to go back and do that time. It's a sin they have to basically answer for. So either way, you're still going to do the time. Whether you do it as a Christian man or if you do it as a sinful man, you're going to do the time. And if you pass out for here thinking you got away with it, but you didn't, God saw everything you did, and you got to pay under his judgment, which his judgment is far worse than prison. So you don't get away with nothing. I just think about the countless people down to time, before the digital era, who really thought that they got away. Like some gun killer guy killed many people, gunslinger, and he's sitting up in an old shack somewhere on the side of a hill, and he's passing away to the next life, thinking that no one's going to know that I killed these people. And he wakes up in purgatory. It's something he does not want to see. And he's stuck there forever. You think about these emperors and kings and queens that did unspeakable acts. And when their time comes and they die, they think that they got away with it. But they didn't, because God saw everything you did. You were punished by God's law. So they'll suffer. So imagine, if you read the Bible talks about purgatory. It actually speaks about it. Rich man, poor man. It talks about how bad purgatory is. And just imagine if you died somewhere roughly in the 14th century, you were a killer, and you passed away. That means you're still suffering to this day in that place. And that's just that's a waiting room. That's nowhere close to what's going to happen to you. That's a waiting room. When the time comes in Armageddon and the devil gets thrown into the lake of fire, that's hell. Hell is for the devil and you, if you're basically, you haven't gotten saved. So that place that's for the devil is far worse than purgatory. Because the devil's going to pay for his too. So that being said, those people that have been there since even the biblical era, in that place, in purgatory, they're still there, suffering. Every day, without crease, without pause, every single day. Unspeakable pain. And that's just a waiting room for the real, when the real time comes, when Satan's turn comes up. So you don't get away with anything. You get away with nothing at all, period. And if you think at the end of the day, well, no, you're going to die. We're all going to die. It's how it's set up on this planet. No one lives forever. We all die. So sooner or later, you're going over. Whether you like it or not, you're going to go over. So you better make sure you got your all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And you can't fake it. It ain't going to work. God's going to know. So you'll be punished here or you'll be punished here. Take a choice. But anyway, I got business to conduct today. I got to take care of a few things, and then tomorrow we got to get ready for this paperwork process. And we get this done, so Mr. Fernando get him taken care of first. Mr. Fernando, I will see you in court. Well, technically, no, I will not see you in lawsuit because you won't show up because you can't. But, and the whole thing with the criminal, yeah, I will see you in there due to the fact that you can get a bench warrant. As you just told us, right from the door, that you're not documented. Oh, I can't wait to see how he lies on that one. It's right there, literally. All right, well, that being said, gotta go. Now, if the video goes missing, that's because YouTube took it down. There you go. Fernando will sit there and go, oh, they'll give us a copyright strike or something on it. But I'll take a picture of it so I can show it to you. Because Fernando will go on and make complaints about our videos, get them taken down, and then turn around and say, oh, we deleted them. I got tons of videos of you, Fernando. I got tons. I got over maybe 1,000 more videos of you committing all types of crime. The blacklist itself is broadcasted everywhere. There are videos of you everywhere, everything. On everything you could possibly think of. Some stuff I even forgot that we actually got you on. So to think that in the day that we're deleting videos because we have no evidence against you, please. And you just sat right there and just told everybody, all your followers and everything, that you're undocumented. And at that, what we just seen coming out of that apartment at the end of the day, if that's not enough to convince you that he's a criminal, you just sat there and watched that man counterfeit merchandise that belonged to companies and sell it, make a profit off of it. Now, am I saying at the end of the day that all immigrants are thieves? No, just Jamie. Jamie's a bad apple at the end of the day. And you try to lump yourself in with other people, and then they say, oh, no, no, you're not innocent like that. No. You're different. You're a thief. Well, Fernando, soon I'll see your face in a jumpsuit. This is going to be fitting. I want to see your face in an orange jumpsuit. Jumpsuit here, orange? I think orange up here, I'm not sure. Got to check what color they are. But I want to see you in a prison jumpsuit. It's only fitting the first time I see you. So, I would advise this right now. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your time right now, because pretty soon you're going to be in a 4x8. And you're going to be there for a very long time. A very, very, very long time. And as you said in the email, you sat there and said that my copyrights aren't real, right? That's what you said, right? They're not real. Well, you told the judge that they're real. With the process served and everything else was done. And you explained to them how you had the rights to do whatever you want. Boy, I'm telling you, you better get a judge who can actually yell at people. That's going to be pretty bad in there. He starts screaming at you, especially when you think you're above the law. All right. Those of you did the racist nonsense, $1 million. I'm dead serious. I'm definitely coming after you in federal, $1 million. And I'm considered to charge you as a hate crime. All right. Gotta go. I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody mess up so bad in my entire life. This guy